Some of y'all still can't wrap your head around how far the Amex Concierge has fallen and have been wanting me to do a second test. So in this video, that's exactly what we're going to be doing here today with my buddies Anthony and Sledge. And if you don't know who they are, definitely go and check out their channels. In this video, we'll be calling the World Elite Mastercard the American Express Concierge, and we're going to be upgrading the Visa signature to the Visa Infinite Concierge. And we'll be asking them to plan Sledge's wife's birthday in an entirely different city, New Orleans. So Sledge, what are you wanting the requirements to be for these recommendations? Like, do you want a birthday cake, a Cajun restaurant?
What about a birthday cake, Cajun restaurant, a card, you know, because the least they can do is a small card, and maybe even a balloon.
How about for transportation?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We can definitely ask for that.
And how about you, Anthony? Do you think there's anything else we should ask the concierge?
If they can get me just a limousine just for myself to go to Sledge's wife's birthday party, that would be great. Thank you.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Probably going to be paying $600.
Listen, MasterCard's priceless, right?
Priceless.
So let's decide who's going to be calling who. And of course, I'm going to be calling the Mastercard.
I want to get MasterCard, man. Come on.
Listen, fine. You can call the Mastercard Concierge. You can take that. I'll take the Visa Infinite Concierge. And Sledge, are you good with calling the American Express Concierge?
Yeah, sure.
Sledge, I'm foreshadowing the trash.
All right, now that we have that all figured out, let's get to calling them and we'll come back together and go through the recommendations. Does that sound all right with you guys?
Sound good.
Sounds good.
But what they didn't know was I also contacted Stan the Credit Frog. He has access to a $10 million concierge service that none of us have access to.
If you would like the Visa Infinite Concierge to assist with travel arrangements, dining reservations, or event tickets, please press 3.
Thank you for calling the Visa Infinite Concierge service. My name is Dante, and how can we assist you today?
I'm trying to help my friend plan his wife's birthday in New Orleans.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, we're going to talk a little bit about the dining, then we'll jump on with the transfer services.
There's also one more request. He would like to schedule with us like a group ghost tour.
Let's continue with our dining.
Probably we would prefer 7 o'clock.
Did you have anything in mind?
Maybe a couple upscale recommendations, but if it's possible, we would like some casual ones as well.
So next, what we'll go ahead and jump on to is going to be the transportation. With your budget,
Not too much of a budget.
the 9th of 2020 guests, 2 guests, same information for the types. Was there anything else?
That sounds okay.
Go ahead and talk a little bit about the ghost tours.
As long as it's either walkable or just a short transportation.
Would you say you're pretty active?
I think moderate to pretty active.
E-bike or maybe like a Segway?
I think we'll be open to it. I think, though, probably preferred walking.
Other details that you can think of?
Not that I can think of.
I'm gonna go ahead and review this with you.
That sounds perfect.
Talk a little bit about that cake.
Just a couple recommendations.
Was there any colors? So send us an email. It's a bit tricky, you know. The information.
As long as it just says happy birthday, a couple balloons, I think you would be all right with that.
Okay, so just a regular cake, and then I'll be right back with you. Thank you very much for holding. I'd like to review this with you. The cake delivery provider, like the restaurant that will provide you a happy birthday with some 10 to 15 people. You dropped off as a preference.
That sounds okay.
In the meantime, we can go ahead and get working on this. So can I just put you on a brief hold for about the next 3 to 4 minutes? Because I can take the next couple of minutes looking at these options while we have you.
I actually have to go here in a bit. Is it possible to get those recommendations emailed out to me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the call took exactly 41 minutes. Definitely the call, you know, he felt like he was taking care of me. He wanted all the details. It wasn't, you know, too bad, except that call was so dang long. So we'll see how that works out.
We about to get on this phone.
Welcome to American Express. How can I help you today?
Concierge service.
Okay, concierge service. Which are you calling about? Travel, dining, event tickets, gifts and flowers, or tours?
All of them.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Gifts.
Gifts or flowers? Just a moment while I connect you to a representative.
So how can I help you today?
All right. I am trying to plan.
Okay, for specific items.
Right. Because it's different things.
Love to assist you with transportation. That's going to be with travel. Actually, we don't do tours anymore. However, I can recommend the Get Your Guide tour.
Sledge, I'm foreshadowing the trash.
Okay. Like I say, I was looking more for just a recommendation.
What I recommend doing is speaking with travel today. Regards to the cake balloon and the car. I recommend person.
One more thing. I'm looking for a Creole restaurant.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm leaving out one big point to this. We're gonna have like 20 people.
Okay. We have a birthday celebration going on. The transportation. Did you want to be connected over to travel?
Yeah, please. Hey, y'all gotta listen to this boring music if I gotta listen to it. Sometimes this elevator music is trash, bro.
How are you today?
I'm doing good, Jacqueline. How's your day going?
So I do just have to reach out to the companies.
Back to the elevator music, y'all. Y'all rocking with this? Bro, they don't even set up the ghost tour, though. Don't set up a ghost tour for your boy. I gotta do it on my lonely. Man, it's terrible. How much you think transportation gonna be? I'm saying about a G. 500 there, 500 back. Delayed Tahoe expedition. 18 minutes, dog. This will be one long ass video.
Hey, thank you so much for your patience. Would be $195.50, and then an additional $2.50 for taxes. We do have one other company I can reach out to. Thank you so much again for your patience. Would be $258.12.
Well, let me sit on this. I'm gonna do a little investigating on, between the two companies, and then I'll give you guys a call back.
Can I do anything else for you today?
Nope, that was it.
You have a wonderful rest of your day.
But I might not decide on either one of them. And I can't believe that they can't set up a ghost tour. That's crazy.
What way to make a birthday the best birthday that you've ever had in your entire life, other than have it be completely and utterly set up by Mastercard World Elite, baby. You know the deal, you know the drill. So let's jump into the call.
Thank you for calling Built World Elite Mastercard.
They hung up on me. That only happens with Visa and Amex. She hung up. So that doesn't happen with Mastercard. Let's call back.
How can I help you today?
Basically, I need your help.
Is it your first time there?
Yes, actually.
One thing I definitely would recommend, stop in at Cafe Du Monde.
I go into a lot of these things blind, so that actually already helps out a lot. I'll write that down.
Dining recommendations.
If it's possible for them to accommodate 20 people.
We can definitely reach out to them.
There's three things that they were thinking of. They said a balloon, a cake, and a card.
I know some hotels do have that.
Transport.
The transfer B for the entire party of 20.
The rest of the 20 people, they'll figure it out. A limousine just for myself.
Okay, no problem.
Ghost tours?
Okay, and this is also on the 30th for a party of 20.
Yeah.
And if that's all for today, sir, I do want to thank you for being a MasterCard member, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Not too bad. 17-minute call. He was fine. He flowed with everything. Didn't seem annoyed by anything. I'm going to put it out right now. I didn't see anybody else's concierge. I think Mastercard wins.
I just called the JP Morgan Premier Concierge on my Chase Ritz-Carlton card, and so I would first start by saying that every time I've called the Ritz-Carlton customer service line, usually very quick. The same thing happened for the concierge. Once I told him about all the things I wanted to plan out, he right away jumped to the thing that was the easiest to tackle, which was basically the transportation. Car service, which would be most expensive. He did say that taxis were going to be the least expensive, so he even knew the area, to a certain degree. Ghost tours, as well as the restaurant tour companies with that, so they would get back to me with that, as well as some restaurant recommendations in the area that I specified. When it came to the cake and the birthday card and balloon, he said there's no partnerships with them directly. We're going to look into this. I could actually stay on the phone with you if you want to go through all this while we're on the phone to see if we can get these all taken care of. At that point, I said, no, it was okay. If you could email me, that would be the best thing, since we had, been on the phone for, about 20 minutes at that point. And so I think it's really cool to see that they're able to do this work for you, to kind of do the research to see what would work out for your plans based on your specifications. And I'm curious to see if it's similar to what the other concierges recommended as well.
So how's your guys' concierge experience?
Great.
Better than I expected.
So I don't know if you guys know this, Anthony and Sledge, but I actually had someone else in the background trying out a different concierge service. That's Dan the Credit Frog.
Whoa.
What's up, guys?
Dan.
JP Morgan Concierge for you guys. See how that worked out?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about that. So I guess we'll go through all of our concierge recommendations and just kind of give each other our experiences, how we felt during them, and then we'll just kind of rank them. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds
I
good.
like it, yeah.
So I'll go first. As you guys know, I contacted the Visa Infinite Concierge. Honestly, I didn't think it was too much different from the Visa Signature Concierge. 40-minute call. I felt like it was a waste of time. They asked a lot of questions that I did not feel like warranted the recommendations. Ruth Chris Steakhouse, which I feel like is a really bland option. That's like something you can find anywhere in the United States. Miss Rivers seemed like a decent option, and Laundries, which we ended up choosing, compared to the other food in New Orleans, I felt like it was like the Olive Garden version of like the seafood restaurants down there. The transportation options weren't too bad. Recommendations for like the walking tour, which we ended up doing, were kind of like basic. I didn't feel like the heart of New Orleans. Bake shops were also pretty decent. For some reason, I think one of them you actually had to drive out to, even though I told them that we didn't have a car or anything. So we asked for a balloon request and the card. Visa Concierge completely forgot about that. I emailed them again, didn't get a response. They just kind of left it.
Trash.
So trash. Basically, the way it started off, I thought it was going to be pretty bland as well. American Express definitely went above and beyond. They gave me a long list of restaurants. They did coordinate with the Kempton Hotel that we stayed at. Not only was there a cake and a card there was a cake, card, some cookies, a very huge Rice Krispie treat, and some champagne that was complimentary. The hotel actually gave us an upgrade that was requested from American Express. I think American Express did a pretty good job, but like I say, they contacted me at least 3 to 4 times up until the time I contacted them until we actually went to New Orleans.
Very nice, Ledge.
Yeah, they actually surprised me though. Like they really did.
What do you think, Anthony? Especially from our experience from the first video?
I was just gonna say, Calby was making jokes that, you know, Sledge threatened them or something to get them to do some work, you know, because when we tried it, they would just say, hey, just here's a guide, here's an email of like
wait a minute. They did recommend that guide though.
To get your guide tour.
That was another reason why I was kind of skeptical, because they recommended that first.
Just do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Right. I don't think you should. I think we're all, you know, we live a life of luxury, all of us, and the credit card points and miles. And I think we have credit cards that'll get us some things. We don't even have to lift a finger. So I would like to detail why you shouldn't have to lift a finger with the expertise of Mastercard World Elite. So Mastercard, for those of you who've seen other videos, I mean, honestly, I still love them. It gave a lot of eclectic options. And of course, Calby, you'll show it on the screen here. But I remember seeing a lot of unique options, ones that I don't think I saw necessarily carried over to some of the other concierges. So they recommended something interesting like the Chaos Room, which had a table that can fit that. But they also went above and beyond for like the cake and the card and everything like that. But I like that they actually put a rendering of what the cake would look like. I got the date wrong. So another funny thing, actually, I noticed that seems small, but I think it's fairly big, that I just noticed that there is apparently a shortage of helium in New Orleans at this time. And they couldn't find any places that had balloons with helium. So they ended up apparently, I guess, calling around, and they found a specific Dollar General. They cared for everything that we asked for. They were really on top of things within, I think they gave most of the recommendations within 24 hours and then like the rest of them within like 48, something like that. They did offer like private car service from the airport to the Kimpton. It was like $50 or $60. You could see it on the notes here. I'm sure Calby's showing it on the screen, but I thought they did a really, really good job.
Hard to compete, Stan.
Yeah. Well, I guess that leaves me with the JP Morgan Chase concierge. I would have to say that the concierge I had, what was really nice, what I really appreciated with him was that he really set expectations up early on very quickly. And what I mean by that is when you try to make a reservation for 30 people, like we had talked about, he said, well, you know, listen, I called him, I think on a weekend or something. Since we don't usually get the private coordinators to come on till Tuesday. So we may have some time before we send out your recommendations and kick and balloon. Although for that, he said he'd have to get back to me. And ultimately, they didn't really have any other solutions other than getting it from like a local store or what have you. What they ended up doing, and I'm sure Cal will show us on the screen, is they gave me a list of the ghost tours and the restaurants in a very nice PDF format. I think for the restaurants, they chose Muriel's, which is another option that I think one of the concierges had, Arnaud's, as well as Antoine's, all within downtown New Orleans. Did the same thing for the ghost tours too. So we said that we wanted it before the dinner, so they gave us a bunch of start times before the dinner reservations on the other PDF. And also just describe briefly what they were and how much they would cost and what the availability was and kind of breakdown. And hopefully Cal will show that on the screen too. For me, I really thought the guy was professional. He listened to all my concerns. He got me a really nice PDF about all my requests that were all very good restaurants. But that was my personal experience with the JP Morgan Chase concierge.
So what were you thinking? MasterCard first, American Express, JP Morgan, Visa Signature?
I'm going to say MasterCard and American Express, 1A and B.
If there are no objections, I guess we figured out our tier list ranking. Thanks, guys, for joining in this video. And if you aren't subscribed to everybody that's in this call, Anthony Venture, Sledge, and Stan the Credit Frog, definitely make sure you go and do that. And I guess we'll see you later.
Take care, everybody.
Literally.
I
they
mean, you
got
can
him,
distinguish
all
it
the
by
stuff.
the annual fee.
That's true. The MasterCard's free, man.
Free, baby.
True.
Free.